Good. So good morning. I think for keeping into the time, we will start with the second part of our morning of our event, the CETPartnership, What's in it for me. So welcome from my side to this part. I am Julia Chenu. I work at Baum Consult in Germany, and I am the head of the CETPartnership Coordination Secretariat. And so I will moderate you through this second part. So what is in it for you in this CETPartnership? So you've heard a lot already in the first part concerning, in particular, the topics and the thematic orientations of the partnership. And now we will go slightly more into details and talk in particular about the upcoming call for project proposals and the topics, the call topics. And we will also present opportunities for you to make. So we will have an overview of the call topics by our thematic experts. And I will ask you also to save your questions for later, because we have also breakout sessions where you can join and ask questions to the thematic experts representing the call topics that are of interest for you. And then we'll also give information on the matchmaking. But first, some practicalities, because now we are in WebEx, and this is a bit more of an active participation that is possible here. We will ask you to please mute your microphones, inform you that the meeting will be recorded or is recorded, and the recording will be published after the event so that also people not joining this event can watch it. Your name will be displayed in the list of participants and in the chat windows. I invite you to ask all technical questions via the chat, and in what regards thematic questions, to save them for the Q&A session that we have after the presentation of the call topics. So let's start directly with the call topics. And an important note at this stage, I mean, you heard it in the first part already, but please note this is still all in a draft version. The text of the joint call 2023 and many other elements of this joint call are not officially approved yet, but we thought for the sake of helping project generation and you finding partners and developing project proposals, it was anyway good to give first information. So this is to be considered as first information only. So here is a list of the call topics. This is for the sake of completion, and you will find it when you will have access to the slides after this event. But without further delay, I would ask our leading expert, Michele De Nigris, to join us and present the call topics 1 and 2.
Here I am. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for calling. And the first call module deals with direct current technologies for power networks. So we can go to the next slide dedicated to the DC power networks. So this is a call module which has been co-created together with the TRI partners and the relevant stakeholders, for example, the different European technology and innovation platforms on networks on wind, and the implementation working groups that are interested in this activity. We deal with direct current technologies at all levels, high voltage, medium voltage, and low voltage, both for application in onshore, offshore, energy islands technologies, and hybrid AC and DC network. What we want to do here is to go on to accelerate the deployment of enabling and support tool and supporting tools with a main focus on operation, control, protection, verification, test and maintenance, and planning and markets. So the idea is to go very wide in terms of application and in terms of hybrid networks, going from ultra or extra high voltage DC networks down to the low voltage, of course, with the different specific applications. We don't give here a specific TRL, maturity level, but we say that the projects should allow a jump of a TRL of 1 or 2 classes. The second module, if we go to the next slide, is prepared in a very strong cooperation. If you can go to the next slide, Julia, please. Is prepared in a very strong cooperation between TRI-1, TRI-2, and Mission Innovation Green Powered Future Mission. I am very proud of this because this is a very extensive collaboration effort and will give the possibility to your projects to contribute to the to bring the CETPartnership at the global level and to give your project a global dimension and worldwide perspectives. Here, among the different priorities that were identified in the framework of the Green Power Future Mission, 11 of them have been identified as of particular relevance for our transition partnership. They are clustered into the following 5 research and innovation themes, from renewables to energy storage, to system integration, flexibility sources and markets, and of course, data and digitalization. Here, what we want to do is to accelerate the uptake of highly innovative, replicable and scalable solutions. I insist on this because this is quite important. And of course, as much as possible, connecting to the existing initiatives or to existing assets. Our main focus here is research and development projects, while the deployment projects are dealt with in other initiatives and circumstances. So this means that we start here from TRL 3, and we want to achieve a maximum of TRL 5 to 6. So please join our call modules and be successful and impactful in your projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Michele, for this motivating first call modules. And yes, the call module 2 was in cooperation with the second thematic topic. And here I call Francesco to present us the third call topic on enhanced zero emission power technology. Francesco, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Julia. Okay. And you can just move to the next slide. And beside the topic that we have developed with TRI-1, we have a topic focused on advanced renewable energy technology for power production. And this topic has a 3A, 3B, so has 2 ranking lists, which are divided in relation to the TRL of the proposal. But we will get there in a moment. The idea is to address with this topic, with this call module, the aspect related to the possibility of accelerating the development and the uptake of zero emission power technology in the Green Deal perspective, since we know that power production is the key of the transition. We have developed this call module together with the set plan initiative and working groups, and mainly the one related to energy, ocean energy, PV, CSP, wind, and bioenergy. And of course, the idea is to complement the Horizon Europe call, also take into consideration that we really need to increase the investment needed for some topic and technologies. The call also addresses sustainability aspects and the possibility of integrating hybridization and coupling of different renewable energy technology. More in detail, the call modules call for both research-oriented action and projects, which are at TRL, final TRL above 4, and innovation-oriented action and project, so the module 3B, which have at least final TRL of 6. The idea is to, in both cases, have an approach that can increase competitiveness, scalability, and power production with higher efficiency and enhanced performance, lifetime reliability, and sustainability. The possibility of integration of different renewable energy technology for power production is also taken into account, putting together different technology in the same site or integrating it in a different way. And also the integration, coupling, and hybridization of the power production with other energy vector production in direct production. In more detail, the impact is related to the increased efficiency of the conversion, increased performance and lifetime, develop innovative technologies, and decrease investment costs, demonstrate the feasibility of scaling up also in different geographical and weather conditions, and reduce environmental impact, especially minimize the use of critical raw material. The next slide, please. The technology we have taken into account is bioenergy for power generation, especially with integrated CSP system and negative carbon emission, concentrated solar power and thermal with line-focused solar power plants technology and different components development, ocean energy, especially on dry testing, since and tidal blades and connection system, offshore renewables in all the aspects, solar and photovoltaics, like advanced PV technologies, perovskite, silicon, and also improve of lifetime and reliability and sustainability of the existing one, and wind energy offshore and onshore, and as I said, hybrid solutions such as like power photovoltaic thermal and photovoltaic hydrogen, or also hybridization with other component energy vectors. That's the wide perspective of this call module, and we expect to meet your needs and your expectation. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesco. And with this, we'll go to the call topic 4 and 5 that will be presented by August Angeland.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you. This looks very good. The first call module to present is number 4, and that's on carbon capture, utilization, and storage, often referred to as CCUS. And the objective of this call module is to facilitate the emergence of CO2 capture, utilization, and storage technologies. And within the scope, we have said that we will support projects that will move CCUS technology forward within the industrial sector and also within the energy sector. And this includes CO2 capture from energy-intensive or heavy industry, also advancing low-cost CO2 capture technologies. Furthermore, we are also opening up for projects within CO2 storage. We will also support projects enabling CCUS technologies, that's utilization of CO2. And of course, it also includes transport and injection of CO2, reuse of existing energy assets for CCUS, and also negative emission technologies. So you see that within this call module, we are going quite broad when it comes to CCUS, covering most of what is defined within CCUS. And when it comes to expected impact, we will fund projects that have a significant contribution to the green transition by accelerating development of CCUS technologies. And all projects must advance the state of the art and contribute new technology and new competence that brings CCUS closer to commercialization. When it comes to project consortia, you must follow the traditional CTP criteria of eligible partners from at least 3 CTP countries. But in addition, you must include industrial partner in your applications. Keep also an eye on the TRL definition that we have here. Projects should end at TRL 5 to 9, so that's quite high. The technology needs to be validated at an relevant environment. Also, this is what we expect from new projects. This is more or less a repetition of what I said, just to highlight the key messages. We will have projects that can significantly accelerate the development of the CCUS technology. All projects to advance the state of the art. Projects ending at TRL 5 or higher will be eligible, and industrial partners must be formal partners in the projects. So just take the next one. We are now moving on to the next core module, number 5. This is within hydrogen and renewable fuels. And the objectives is to support technology development, demonstration, and deployment of renewable and synthetic fuels production, including hydrogen and also energy storage. And the scope is international projects targeting technology solutions for end users. Expected impact will be renewable fuels and the deployment of the hydrogen society, and make sure this is an important contribution to climate neutrality by 2050. And the right requirements for project consortia is the same. You need to include partners from at least 3 of the CETP countries, and you can include public and private organizations, associations, and NGOs. And you should also include industrial partners in your application. And at the TRL level are again 5 to 9. So the next one, please. Thank you. And the R&D areas is listed here. It will be new or improved process for hydrogen production, both green and blue. Furthermore, storage of hydrogen through ammonia or other hydrogen liquid carriers. Also hydrogen infrastructure and distributed aspects, and new or improved processes and technologies for production of renewable fuels with low or zero carbon footprint. And that could be biofuels or synthetic fuels. And the last one, end-use technologies using hydrogen or renewable fuels. Thank you. Back to you, Julia.
Thank you, Olga. And then Gadi will let us know about the call topics 6 and 7 on efficient zero-emission heating and cooling solutions. Thanks.
Yes. Good morning to you all. My name is Gadi Breenbroek. I'm the leading expert for the TRI for heating and cooling. And after the powers, or the energy system, power generation, CCS, fuels, we're going to the realm of heating and cooling. We have 2 core modules this year. One is on heating and cooling technologies, and the other is on geothermal energy technologies. The objective of the first one, the heating and cooling technologies, you can see on this slide. The work is intended to provide enhanced and improved heating and cooling technologies and systems for all major parts or climate zones of Europe by 2030 to enable 100% climate neutral heating and cooling by 2050. The scope of this core module on heating and cooling technologies is really broad, and it encompasses heat and cold sources. It encompasses thermal energy storage, a very important topic. It encompasses heating and cooling networks and conversion technologies, such as heat pumps, and it includes the end-use systems. And we're looking at projects that look at cost reduction and or increasing competitive market opportunities and or increase in environmental protection, while innovations that impact societal acceptability, safety, and or circularity are also within scope. The next slide shows the scope again, in a graphical representation, you can see the scope, you can see the scope in the columns, and you can also see that we're focusing on technologies and concepts, but that other issues such as environmental sustainability, markets and regulations are also expected to be part of the scope. Oh, well, sorry, I'm now expressing myself not really precisely. That can be part of the scope. And all serves to accelerate the heating and cooling transition, which will be important for Europe because 50% of our energy demand is for heating and cooling. The second core module of this year is geothermal energy technologies. This focuses on geothermal energy, both from the heating and cooling perspective, but also from the power generation, underground thermal energy storage perspective, and also for the co-production of geothermal, of minerals with geothermal energy together. The scope will be on technological solutions again, encompassing the whole geothermal production chain. Here, when something wrong, I'll adapt that. Identification and assessment, resource development and operation and integration into the energy system. What we expect from projects is really similar to what I was introducing just now for the module 6, cost reduction and or increase in competitive market opportunities and or increase in environmental protection, including societal acceptability, safety or circularity, if that is relevant for your particular research or innovation. Next slide, please. You can also see here that we're looking at these topics. Identification, it summarizes the scope in a graphical representation, and all projects should lead to the acceleration of geothermal energy, which is an indigenous and source of energy that could be applied more in the European energy transition. And then a final word. If you are interested in one of these topics and see innovation and see opportunities for transnational collaboration on your innovation or research, study the draft call text, but also look at the funding agencies and call modules page, where you can see if your funding organization is planning to participate in these call topics 6 and 7. You're also invited to the webinar of our TRI on heating and cooling solutions. Also see the CETPartnership website, and of course, look for national events of the Clean Energy Transition Partnership, because it's also important to understand what the terms and conditions of the national funding organization are, and contact this national funding organization in case of doubt. So be prepared and take this whole relevant things that are available on our website at this stage into your preparation for a successful project. And I wish you a lot of success with that.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Gerdy. We have actually also a couple of slides on that, but I find this call also from your side very, very good. So we will also share the links to the website, that the pages that Gerdy just mentioned. And now I would like to call Christina for the call topic on integrated regional energy system.
Thank you, Julia. So my name is Christina Starboy, and I am a leading expert for the integrated regional energy system. Take the next slide. Yeah, perfect. The objective for this call module is to create ecosystems for energy transition all across Europe and beyond. We are looking for challenge-driven projects where the need owners in a regional local context are at the center of these projects. Our idea is that we'd like to bring these projects together, these ecosystems together on an European and international level. With the scope for these projects, it's very important for us that it's really built on the needs of local and regional stakeholders. So we like projects that refer to local and regional energy or climate plans or roadmaps. In terms of expected results, we're looking for projects that are building knowledge and are able to transfer these solutions to other regions with similar conditions. So replicability is very interesting for us, but also, of course, that we're having projects that efficiently use local resources and speed up the energy transition. When it comes to projects consortia, we encourage projects where you're building on existing demonstrations or initiatives, or working with local test beds. Also, TRL level for this module is approximately 5 to 9, but you can have TRLs with lower 3 to 5 are also interesting if you have activities that also include higher TRL levels in your project. I think we take the next one. Perfect. So what we're looking at is regional aspects in this call module, and then we're really interested in the geographical context. What are the conditions regionally, locally that are interesting, and how can we create specific tailor-made solutions to drive the energy transition? We're looking for projects where you're able to create secure and resilient regional energy supply in that specific context. And it's very interesting when you have cross-sector synergies, of course, between heating, industry, transport, etc. So when it comes to these projects, like I said before, it's the local requirements in terms of generation, demand, and the local climate and energy goals that are very interesting, that we're trying to encourage projects to meet. And it's what we're trying to create is a platform where there's going to be a transnational collaboration between these projects, so that that we can accelerate the transition in all over Europe and beyond. So that's all I have.
So we will move to the call topic 9 with Fredrik Backman on integrated industrial energy systems.
Thank you, and soon to be good lunch. My name is Fredrik Backman, and I work for the Swedish Energy Agency, and I'm the lead for this call module. The topic for this call module is the industry and its surrounding energy systems. Since there is a beginning or continued focus on the use of renewables, digitalization, and increased energy efficiency, we have now come to terms with how the industrial processes will be different from existing ones, and this is the focus. We will support and link research and innovation initiatives from the applicants with, for example, increased funding after you're done with us. The scope is international. We want you to join together into a consortium and have an end user focus. The expected impact is that we already have many technologies that are developed, but what we need now is for the processes to be developed and integrating then these processes into a larger system. What we have said earlier is that we have a TRL level of 3 to 7, and why we have 3 to 7 is that some of the funding partners can only, for example, fund TRL level 3 in a work package, but while others can go all the way up to 7. So this is a way to gain as many as possible in a consortium. The focus here is that we want to support the new and upcoming REPowerEU plan, where there is a focus on energy and resource efficiency and substituting fossil fuels for renewables as much as possible. and we want to accelerate Europe's clean energy transition and decarbonize industry. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the last call topic, I will call on Stefan Novak to join and present the call topic.
Yes, thank you, Julia. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, yeah.
Very good. So this is about transition initiative number 7, about the integration in the built environment. And the mission of this transition initiative is really focusing on the building and looking at the building as a future, also not only consumer, but also producer of energy in all different forms, so power, heat, and coal, and to develop more the building perspective around the energy transition. Next slide, please. The call modules number 10A and 10B that we have developed in this context are focusing on clean energy integration in the built environment. That's the title. The two modules are actually, from a content point of view, exactly the same, so the text is the same. The only difference is the TRL between the lower, more research-oriented activities in 10A and the more higher TRL innovation-oriented approaches in 10B. So these two call modules have the objective, on the one hand, to develop and enable integration of new and energy-efficient solutions in buildings and the built environment, covering generation, use, storage, grids, and mobility. And to focus, secondly, on the physical, technical, aesthetical, and digital integration, and I emphasize the word integration, of these solutions for power, heat, and coal. So the scope is really to transform buildings and the built environment from a passive towards a more active role in the future energy landscape, along two challenges. On the one hand, the integration of renewable energy conversion technologies for power, heat, and coal. And secondly, looking at the digitalization and its possibilities in this context. The impact that we expect to achieve is to have, on the one hand, from the lower TRL projects, validated solutions that can be taken to the next level in terms of bringing them into the innovation cycle. And for those which are higher TRL, to have them adopted, if possible, by the building community in particular, namely architects, engineers, installers, building the industry, as well as the regulators and standard organizations. Typically, project consortia can contain both research and private, public and private research, but the focus is really here again on the building, and we very much would like to see more building research community involved in these projects. And finally, for the TRL, as I mentioned already, the lower TRL starts around 3, goes up to 5, and the higher TRL, the 10B module, starts at TRL 6 and goes to 9. Next slide, please. So looking at this from a more holistic view, the Transition Initiative 7 is placing its focus between the individual technologies, like in Transition Initiative 2 or 4, and the broader picture of aerial concepts such as Transition Initiative 5, and really focuses on the integration in the buildings or the built environment. Next slide, please. So the focus, as I said already, is really interface between individual technologies and the system. We want projects to address the building and built environment related perspective, so not only the technology, but also how it relates to the building, and in particular, how it integrates into this building. This can be, as already mentioned, physical, technical, aesthetical, and digital integration, and it can cover a broad range of technologies from electricity, heat and cold, network issues, smart operation, all the way to the role of digitalization. Next slide. And concerning the building typologies that we are looking at here, It is both existing and new buildings. It's both residential and non-residential, public and private. And it's also special buildings, old, historical, or other buildings. And finally, in the built infrastructure, it's service, mobility, and logistics infrastructure. That's all I have to say for this far on Transition Initiative 7 and modules 10A and 10B. Looking forward to a lot of interesting projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan. And I had prepared this slide just for you for an overview of how you can see now on our website which funding agency or which country is covering which call topic. So please go to then the joint call 2023 and then funding agencies and call modules, and then you will end up on the table you can see here on the right. The direct link to this page on the right is already also in the chat. And welcome back to the plenary session. I hope the discussion or question and answer were not broken in the middle of an answer. And I hope you found also the discussion insightful. And also please note that you will be able to ask questions also in the future, and in particular at future events. So this is an overview of the upcoming promotion events that we know about at this stage, but please keep checking the CETPartnership website because it will be regularly updated with information of thematic events transnationally or national and regional events. So you can see that in particular the main general events are the one of today, and then there will be an info day, a first info day with a call launch on 13th of September. And so you will be informed, of course, about this event, and we warmly invite you to join it. Then you can also see here listed some thematic events that are planned for Transition Initiative 1, 3, 4, and 2. I invite you to also have a look and join if you are interested. We will share the link in the chat. And also Norway, Scotland, and Spain at least already planned national and regional events. So have a look and join there also to hear more information about, yes, as Gerdy Brenberg was saying, the requirement at national and regional level. And now, last but not least, we will give you an introduction to the matchmaking platform on how you can get in touch with other partners and form your consortium for possible projects. And this can start now and will be open all over the summer, and then also after the call launch for you to form partnerships. So I invite my colleague Katharina to give you an introduction to the platform and help you to see how to find partners there. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Julia, for the introduction. So my name is Katharina Ressel from the CETPartnership Coordination Secretariat. And I'm going to present to you our CETPartnership event and matchmaking platform. So we actually have 3 functionalities which you can use on our platform. So on the one hand side, we use it as an event platform where you can join central events such as this one today, as well as thematic events which relate right now to the joint call 2023 call modules, as already pointed out by Julia before. And on the other hand side, we also offer all the participants on this platform the chance for matchmaking. So what does that mean? You can find and organize meetings with participants on our platform for the CETPartnership joint calls. And you can also get in contact with the Transition Initiative leaders you were just in the breakout sessions beforehand. Last but not least, you can also sign up for our newsletter during the registration process, and you won't miss any updates from the CETPartnership. So how to find a match, at least on our platform? If not done already, you can make yourself available for long-term matchmaking. How to do that? You can click on your profile on the very right-hand side, where you also see your picture. And on the bottom, you will see then the point My Availability. And here you activate the long-term matchmaking session, which is available from 31st March to 31st of December, at least for now. And then you go to meetings, and here you click on the green button, Request Meetings. And once you click that button, you will see the participants list. And here you can also filter the participants, for instance, by being available for matchmaking. So all participants who activated this long-term matchmaking option will be visible via this filter. You can also filter via organization type or also countries. And then you can also, again, click on this green button, Request Meeting, when you see that there is a person you would like to get involved with. And then this window will pop up. You can also invite further attendees, so not only one person which you plan to create a meeting with. And you can arrange these meetings today until 1 p.m. As probably many people are on the platform right now. So there is a good chance to meet directly. Or on the other hand side, you can also send a meeting request for another date, time, and you can also adjust the duration. And when you send requests on the green button below, the other persons will be informed via email, and they need to accept your suggestion in order to have this online meeting. And there is also this automatic time zone consideration, so you do not need to take care of different time zones. So once you created the meeting, under this meeting tab on top, as you can see on the platform, you will have the overview to not lose sight of all your meetings. And you can see here in this first meeting, there is a green button which says here starts in 4 hours. So once the meeting will start, you just click on that green button and you will be redirected to a integrated video conferencing system. Then we also have another function on the platform, which is the marketplace. This gives every participant on the platform the chance to add an opportunity. So what is the opportunity? Either it can be a project cooperation you are searching for, or also a specific service which you offer, but maybe also a specific service you will need. And once you created this opportunity, if enabled by yourself in the profile, people can request meetings with you, similar like I explained beforehand, again by clicking on this green button. Next to this green button, you also see a chat bubble, so you can also start conversations first with people before you request a meeting. And our TRI offices are also on the B2Match platform. You can find them there. We can also post the overview of these TRIs in the chat so that you can already look out for them and to arrange meetings. So if you have any questions, we are here until 12:30. If you have any questions regarding this matchmaking right now, but also if further questions pop up later on, you can always contact us via matchmaking@CETPartnership.eu. And before we are closing this part. Here, this is also the QR code to our matchmaking platform. And here we also have the social media links where you can follow us on the website, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and in YouTube. So this was it from my side. Thank you very much. And I think I will pass over the word to Julia.
Thank you, Katharina. And so with this, we will actually close this event for today, at least this plenary part. But of course, we hope you see each other, one another on the matchmaking platform. And as said, we stay here if you need any support. Thank you very much for joining. Good luck, and we hope you can really find partners and start working on project proposals. And we are here to support if you have any question. Thank you.